Have you ever tried to toss a pebble into a pond and just watch the ripples spread? This simple act is a perfect illustration of a fundamental principle that governs our universe, the law of cause and effect. Just like the pebble, every action we take sets off a chain of events, creating consequences, a ripple effect, if you will. These ripples, whether small or large, positive or negative, are the results of our actions. Just like that pebble, every action we take has a ripple effect. The law of cause and effect is a fundamental principle that governs our universe. This law is as straightforward and as complex as it sounds. At its core, the law of cause and effect states that every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. It's the idea that nothing in our world, or in the cosmos at large, happens in isolation. Let's break it down into simpler terms. Imagine throwing a pebble into a calm lake. The pebble, mid-flight, is the cause. The moment it hits the surface of the water, it creates ripples. Those are the effects. This principle isn't just limited to physical actions. It's also the driving force behind thoughts, decisions, and their consequences. But it's not just about pebbles and ponds. This principle is the fundamental building block of all physical sciences. In physics, for instance, Isaac Newton's third law of motion is a perfect example of cause and effect. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In the realm of human actions, the law of cause and effect is equally significant. Every decision we make, every action we take, sets off a chain of events, like dominoes toppling one after the other. That's the cause. The final domino falling is the effect. The law of cause and effect is so deeply woven into the fabric of our existence, it's almost easy to overlook. It's in the rising and setting of the sun, the changing of the seasons, the way a tree grows from a tiny seed. It's in the way one kind word can brighten someone's day, or how one harsh word can ruin it. It's crucial to understand that this law isn't about predestined fate or unavoidable destiny. Rather, it's about the logical sequence of events that follow any action or condition. It's about understanding that every action, every thought, every decision we make sets off a ripple of consequences, whether we see them immediately or not. In essence, nothing happens by chance or outside the universal laws. But who discovered this universal principle, you might ask? Well, the concept of cause and effect is not a modern revelation. It's been around since ancient times, observed and deliberated by some of the world's greatest minds. Our journey into the origin of the law of cause and effect takes us back to ancient Greece, where the philosopher Aristotle, a giant in the realm of philosophy, played a crucial role. Aristotle was a thinker who desired to explain the world around him. He observed that for every action there was a reaction, a consequence, an outcome. He was so intrigued by this pattern that he made it a key part of his philosophy. Aristotle called this the principle of causality, a foundational concept in his metaphysics. However, the concept was not unique to Western philosophy. Around the same time, halfway across the world, the teachings of Buddhism were highlighting a similar concept. In Buddhism, the idea of cause and effect is encapsulated in the doctrine of pratitya samutpada, often translated as dependent origination. It explains that everything in this world is interconnected and that actions have consequences. This principle is a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy, teaching followers about the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In essence, the law of cause and effect is a principle that transcends cultures. It's a universal truth, observed and studied by people from vastly different backgrounds, civilizations, and eras. It's a testament to the shared human experience, to our collective quest to understand the world around us. So, while we cannot pinpoint a single discoverer, we can appreciate the contributions of many great minds. They observed, they questioned, they pondered, and they helped shape our understanding of this fundamental principle. From Aristotle's musings in ancient Greece to Buddhist teachings in ancient India, this principle has been a guiding force in our quest for knowledge. It has influenced our understanding of the world and continues to do so today. So, the law of cause and effect isn't a recent discovery, but a timeless principle. It's a fundamental part of our world, as pertinent today as it was thousands of years ago. Now, let's bring this concept down to earth with some examples. To kick things off, let's consider an everyday occurrence. You're making a cup of tea. The act of boiling water is the cause, and the effect is the hot water that's ready to steep your tea. Simple, right? But it's not just about water and heat. The law of cause and effect is at play in the very fact that you have a kettle to boil water in the first place. The cause: someone had the idea to design and manufacture kettles. The effect: you now have a convenient way to boil water. Let's delve into the world of science for a moment. Think about Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Here, the cause is the action, such as pushing a wall. The effect? Well, the wall pushes back with equal force, although you might not feel it as much because the wall is far more massive than you are. Now let's look at a social example. Imagine a student who consistently studies hard for her exams. The cause is the dedicated study. The effect? She scores well, which could lead to scholarships, a respected degree, and a rewarding career. But if she chooses not to study, that too is a cause, and the effect could be failing grades and missed opportunities. In the realm of health, let's say someone decides to adopt a balanced diet and regular exercise routine. The cause is this decision and consistent action towards a healthier lifestyle. The effect? Improved health, increased energy, and potentially a longer life. Even in our environment, the law of cause and effect is constantly at work. Deforestation, for instance, has a cause: the need for more land for agriculture or urban development. But the effect? It can lead to soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, and even climate change. As you can see, the law of cause and effect is evident in all aspects of our lives. Why should we care about the law of cause and effect, you may ask? Well, the answer is simple yet profound. Understanding this fundamental principle is like having a roadmap to the universe, giving us the ability to decipher the complex web of events that unfold around us every day. The law of cause and effect is not merely a philosophical or scientific concept. It is the underlying principle that governs our daily lives, from the smallest actions we take to the grandest events that shape human history. It's the reason why we have seasons, why we age, why actions have consequences, and why choices matter. By understanding cause and effect, we can make sense of the world around us. It's like being able to read the language of the universe. We can see patterns, predict outcomes, and understand why things happen the way they do. It's like having a decoder ring for life's mysteries. But it's not just about understanding the world. It's also about making better decisions. When we understand the potential effects of our actions, we can make choices that lead to desired outcomes. We can avoid harmful consequences and maximize beneficial ones. We can plan for the future, solve problems, and make our lives better. The law of cause and effect also reminds us of our interconnectedness. It shows us that our actions ripple out into the world, affecting others and the environment. It encourages us to consider the wider implications of our actions and to strive for positive change. In essence, understanding cause and effect is about empowerment. It gives us the tools to navigate life more effectively, to make informed decisions, and to shape our destiny. It's about realizing that we are not passive observers in the universe, but active participants with the power to influence outcomes and make a difference. So the next time you find yourself pondering over why something happened or what the future holds, remember the law of cause and effect. It's your key to understanding the world and making sense of the chaos. Understanding cause and effect is key to navigating life effectively. So, what have we learned about the law of cause and effect? We've journeyed through the intriguing concept of cause and effect, tracing its roots back to ancient philosophers who first proposed the idea that every action has a reaction. We've seen how this law permeates every aspect of our lives, from the physical to the psychological, the social to the personal. This law, in its most basic form, tells us that every cause has an effect and every effect has a cause. It's a fundamental principle of the universe, a rule that governs not just the physical world, but our thoughts, our actions, and our interactions. We delved into the origins of this law, uncovering how thinkers from the East to the West, from the ancient to the modern, have observed, pondered, and articulated this principle. From Aristotle's assertions to Buddha's teachings, the law of cause and effect has been a cornerstone of philosophy, science, and wisdom traditions. We've also explored examples of cause and effect in action, illustrating how our actions, no matter how small, can create ripples that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings. And we've highlighted the importance of understanding this law, of recognizing that our actions have consequences, and of taking responsibility for the effects we create. So remember, every action creates a ripple. Make sure your ripples are positive ones. Thank you for watching. If you learned something, please like this video and subscribe for more.